Hi guys, it's Moz here for Moz6510 Models, and on the bench today I have this Airfix Constant Scale Construction Kits Catalogue 4th edition, which is 1966. This was a catalogue which was 2 years in the planning because the 3rd edition was 1964. They didn't have a catalogue in 65 and then they produced this one in 1966. If you've not been on this channel before, basically what I do is I go through my collection of vintage catalogues and I film them page by page so that you can enjoy what's on the pages and look back and see what was being produced by the manufacturers back in the day. I film it in the best quality I can, and to see this in the best quality I suggest you go to the cog, the settings, click quality and select 1080p. If you think I'm turning the pages too fast, you can slow the video down by clicking the playback speed on the cog and then selecting 0.2 or 0.5 depending on how slow you want it. You can also just pause the video as the pages are turning and then press play when you finish seeing what's on that page. Only 10% of you who watch these kind of videos are subscribers, and it will really help the channel if you could just click that red subscribe button, please. And if you want to be notified when these videos come out, just click the bell and you'll be notified. Simples. Anyways, let's get into it. This is the Airfix 4th edition catalogue. Enjoy. I pulled this out of the stash, inside was this here, and so I buy these in bulk. Like, you know, I go out, if I see them in charity shops, or if I see them in antique shops, I buy them. And this one here is full of little marks, and I'm just wondering whether there was a young lad who was marking off all the models he had built. And there's quite a few here that he's built, or was he just marking the ones that he wanted to build and was just letting his mum and dad know that this is, if you had a choice, you'd like to build these. These ones are in blue, so maybe he never, these are the ones that he really wanted, or the ones he couldn't be asked if he got them or not. I don't know, but it was just lovely to see this in this catalogue. Obviously on the front here you've got that Starfighter, which is still around, the this Starfighter here, because it's in Canada now, I believe, in a museum out there. It's been brought over. I believe it was in Scotland for a while, and then it got sent over to Canada, where they've got it in a museum, and you can actually sit in it and have a look at it and everything else. But yeah, go on the website, look up Starfighter Museum and in Canada, and you can see this exact model there. Not the model, the actual plane, but that's a model of it. So yeah, on the front then you've got the Starfighter, and you've got the Jag there, obviously, and their trains going on through. There's very little colour in this catalogue, unfortunately. Front page, you know, you've got a bit of colour there, and then all the rest of it is in like black and white with a little bit of orange through. So it's also with their aircraft, their Series 1 in 1:72 scale. And they have quite a bit of a range here already. You've got the Gloucester Gladiator, the Bristol Fighter, the Sopwith Camo, the Hawker Typhoon, bit of Japanese there with the Mitsubishi Zero. It's staple, isn't it? Things that everyone's built. You know, there's a reason why we still want to build them now, because they were class planes. Western Whirlwind, the Comet Racer, the Fiat G91. I'd like to see Airfix reproduce that as a vintage classic. I'm actually going to do a video on some of these kits, and when I go through them, I think I'd like to see them redo that one as a vintage classic, and go through the ones, if they've still got them, make them into vintage classics. There's the Harvard there, the Whirlwind helicopter. I think you can still get that, can't you? Am I right? I don't know. Moving on through, there's the Hovercraft. That's another one that they should do again. I love that. There's the Starfighter, Hawker Hunter, the Havilland Heron. There you go. The Belvedere Type 192. Have they got that as a vintage classic? I've got a version of that in Frog, I think, somewhere. Going on through, there you go. There's the Fairy Rotterdam there. That'd be good if they did that one as well. Some really old kits here. There's their Sky King series. It hasn't changed much, has it really? There's the Dogfight doubles. You know, this kit's over 50 years old. Sorry, this catalogue is over 50 years old. There's the Mauritania, the Queen Elizabeth, the Canberra, all the historical ships there. The Revenge, the Endeavour, the Victory. There's quite a lot in this catalogue. You know, they did have a fair range. There's all the cars. The Vauxhall Viva. The Lotus Cortina. Crumbs. The Ariel Arrow. That's the only bike they did back then, wasn't it? There you go. There's the Mercedes. The Model T Ford. I've got them. I'll do an unboxing of them at some point. Moving on through. The Gangbusters 1928 Lincoln. Then they go on to their rolling stock with their trackside. You know, moving on through. There's their armour again in their OHO scale, or 1:76 scale. The half track down there. The amphibian. And there's their Scamel. Moving on through, there's all their figures. They've got the Robin Hood set there and the Sheriff of Nottingham set. Yeah, they did think outside the box back in the day, didn't they? And then you got your Attack Force set, your Wagon Train, and then there's all the Wargamer. So the new way should provide the Wargamer with transport. So Wargamer's been around for years. Then a bit more colour back in there again. And on the back page, they're advertising their motor racing set and also their Airfix magazine. And yeah, and that's really where we're at with this one. Brilliant. So This one here, 1966. So this one is 55 years old. Imagine that. So is there anything in this catalogue that you liked, that you've built, that you remember, or do you think there's any here that you think Airfix should re-release as a vintage classic? And I'll tell you what, if we get 10 models, if you can think of a model that you'd like to see back in the vintage classic range, let me know and we'll do a video on it. All right, and I'll see if I've got the kits in my stash, and I'll do an unboxing of the 10 kits we think should be back as a vintage classic, and I'll get that done in the next couple of months. All right, so yeah, leave a comment down below if there's any kit in here that you wish that Airfix would re-release as a vintage classic. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that bell to be notified on any new videos. Any questions, any comments, put them in the box below and I'll do reply, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.